last chapter. Krishna is speaking again about Yajna Dana Tapa Karma. They are not to be left out, they are to be done. That is what he said in 6th shloka. Etanyapita karmani sangam tektva palani cha, which he said in the earlier shloka, 5th shloka. Yajna Dana Tapa Karma natyajam karya evatat. Yajnodanam tapasyeva pavanani manishinam. So speaks about the same thing in the next shloka. These things are not to be left. They are to be done. And that is my opinion. When we say all this, I think we have been saying an interesting thing. We have what is called rights and duties. Every man has certain duties, every man has certain rights. So this Yajna Tapa Karma are the rights and duties of a man, which you have to practice and do. And that makes a good man, that makes a honest man, that makes a happy man. If you don't do that, we will be tamasika. That is what Krishna wants to say in the next sloka. Niyatasya sanyasa karmano nopapadyate. If a man doesn't do his duties, mohatasya parityagaha, thinking that they are difficult for him, thinking that they are confusing, such tyaga is tamasa tyaga. So far he was speaking about the Sattvika first, Rajasa second, Tamasa last. Here interestingly he speaks about the Tamasa negligence first. Niyatasya tu sanyasaha. Whatever one has to do, Yajna Dana Tapa Karma, all those things come under. And we know what is Krishna, for Krishna Yajna, what is Dana, what is Tapa, what is Karma, we all know that. They should not be left out. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano mopapadyate. Not to be left at all. Mohatasya parityagaha. If you leave it because of your confusion, then it will be tamasa. For not to do the Yajna Dana Tapa Karma and so on, whatever is prescribed for us to live a good life, if they are left, that is tamasa. I think we can recite. Niyatasya tu sannyasaha.
नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः
कर्मणो नोपपद्यते
कर्मणो नोपपद्यते
मोहात्तस्य परित्यागः
मोहात्तस्य परित्यागः
तामसः परिकीर्तितः
तामसः परिकीर्तितः
नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः
नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः
कर्मणो नोपपद्यते
कर्मणो नोपपद्यते
मोहात्तस्य परित्यागः
मोहात्तस्य परित्यागः
तामसः परिकीर्तितः.
तामसः परिकीर्तितः.
And then next one, what he is going to say, when once certain points get clear to us, Bhagavad Gita becomes easy for us. When he says tamasatyaga it's not good enough, the next what we will say is rajasatyaga. You already know what he is to say, we have to know, but what topic he speaks about, we do know. Dukkamityeva yat karma kaya klesha abhayatyajit. I can't do this duty of mine because it troubles my body pains. Kaya klesha. It's difficult for my body. It is difficult for me to do it. Sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga param levet. That man who thinks that he cannot do his duty because of kaya klesha, pain to the body and mind, sakrutva rajasam tyagam, that man is doing rajasatyaga, naiva tyaga palam labet. When he doesn't do for this reason, he will never get the tyaga pala. It had to be done and offered to God at the end. So then it is sattvika. But Rajasa is dukkamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajit. This I cannot do this because it gives me a lot of suffering, dukkha, and it will give me a lot of physical and mental pain. If a man leaves his duty for this reason, then he will never have the tyaga pala. Then he will never get the result of what he has done as a tyaga. It's not a tyaga at all. It is because of his laziness he did not do it. That's all. I think we can recite. Dukkamityeva yat karma
दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म
kaya klesha bhayat tyajet
कायक्लेशाभयात् त्यजेत्
sakrutva rajasam tyagam
सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं
naiva tyagapalam labet.
नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्
Dukkamityeva yat karma
दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म
kaya klesha bhayat tyajet
कायक्लेशाभयात् त्यजेत्
sakrutva rajasam tyagam
सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं
naiva tyagapalam labet.
नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्.
And now he comes to the right point of what is Sattvika Tyaga. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatang kriyate Arjuna. It's my duty to do it. I ought to do it. Karyamityeva ought to be done. Can't help. It's my duty in this position of mine in life. Yat karma niyatang kriyate Arjuna. Those are the duties of mine I have to do. Sangam tektva palam cheva. That is what he has been saying from the 47th sloka of second chapter. Karmanyevadikarasti mahapaleshu kadachana. And also he has told a detachment also. To be happy, we must do our duties and disconnect from the expectation of its result. Sangam tektva palam cheva. Sangam means attachment. Leaving attachment, leaving expectation of the result, satyagaha sattiko mataha. Remember, Krishna has been advising Arjuna to do the war. Even after doing the war, this is to be the ideal for him. As a king, he has to fight it to save the dharma. Krishna says it is possible even in the level of a warrior. Karyamityeva yat karma. I can't help it, it's my duty in this situation. I have to do. That's what is to Arjuna. Niyatang kriyate Arjuna. One ought to do the duties of a man Arjuna. Sangam tektva palam cheva. You can underline those two lines. Sangam tektva palam cheva. That is the ideal Krishna has been referring to every day in all chapters. Sangam tektva palam cheva satyagaha sattiko mataha. It's my duty. I am in that situation. I ought to do it. Done. Offer it back to cosmic consciousness. Relax. That is the way of doing it. Sattvika way of doing it, Krishna tells us. I think we can recite. Karyamityeva yat karma
कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म
niyatang kriyate Arjuna.
नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन
Sangam tektva palam chaiva
सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव
satyagat sattviko mataha.
सत्यागः सात्विको मतः
Karyamityeva yat karma
कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म
niyatang kriyate Arjuna.
नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन
Sangam tektva palam chaiva
सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव
satyagat sattviko mataha.
सत्यागः सात्विको मतः.
You can underline Sattvika because that is the ideal in Bhagavad Gita. We can go to the next one. What will be the characteristics of a Sattvika Tyagi? He wants to say in the next shloka. न द्वेष्ट कुशलं कर्म कुशलेन अनुषिज्यते त्यागी सत्व समाविष्टो मेधावी चिन्ह संशयः. He doesn't hate anything or anybody. न द्वेष्ट कुशलं कर्म कुशलेन अनुषिज्यते. And not having too much attachment with the result of it. And a man tyagi sattva samavishtaha. Tyagi, whoever offers whatever he has done to that cosmic consciousness or God, whatever he considers, sattva samavishtaha medhavi chinna samshayaha. He is really a medhavi, a great man of knowledge, and chinna samshayaha. He is a doubtless man. Beautiful way. It's your duty in this situation where you are, do it to the best of your ability, offer it back to God, just relax. Don't worry about what the result of it. Then that man is called Medhavi Chinna Samsheha. Is a man of knowledge, man without doubts. Man of knowledge, man without doubts. So that is Sattvika Tyaga. A man who does the work in this manner is a Sattvika Tyagi. So that is the nature of a Sattvika Tyagi. Krishna says, Nadveshta Kushalan Karma. He doesn't hate anybody or any actions. And Kushale Nanusajjate. And no extra desire for result-oriented actions in him. He is a Tyagi, Sattva Samavishtaha, Medhavi Chinna Samshayaha. And he is full of Sattvika Guna in him. He is a man of knowledge. He is a man who has done all his duties. Medhavi Chinna Samshayaha, great man of knowledge, and no doubts whatsoever has left. Chinna Samshayaha, he hasn't got any doubt as to what to do and what not to do. Whatever he has done, he has offered it back to the God who created him. That is to be underlined. I think we can recite. Nadveshta Kushalam Karma
Nadveshtya kushalam karma
Kushalena Anushajjate
kushalenanushajjate
Tyagi Sattva Samavishtaha
tyagi sattva samavishtaha
Medhavi Chinna Samshayaha
medhavi chinna samshayaha
Nadveshta Kushalam Karma
nadveshtya kushalam karma
Kushalena Anushajjate
kushalenanushajjate
Tyagi Sattva Samavishtaha
tyagi sattva samavishtaha
Medhavi Chinna Samshayaha.
medhavi chinna samshayaha.
And then another beautiful shloka in Bhagavad Gita, the next one. Certain eye-openers are there in Gita, such shlokas. Nahi deha pratam shakyam tektum karman yasheshataha. As long as we have got body, you cannot leave all karmas. You ought to be doing till the last breath. For a dehadari, for a man who has a body, or for a person who has a body, nahi deha prata shakyaha. Not possible for a dehadari, a man with a body, tektum karman yasheshataha. You cannot completely leave karma, actions. This he had said to us in the chapter 3. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit. Remember, you have underlined that. Nobody can leave all duties. Karyate havashak karma prakriti sarva prakriti jayadgunai. The body, because of its prakriti, it will be doing its actions. That is what he had said. According to his prakriti, according to his sattva guna, rajoguna and tamoguna. he is as a revision lesson, he is drawing the attention of Arjuna because the last classes are usually the revision classes. Therefore, nahi deha vrutam shakyaha. It is not possible for a man who has a body tyaktum karmanya sheshataha, to leave all the work that he has to do. And what is the way left? Yastu karma palatyagi. Beautiful. Just sacrifice the karma pala. Don't worry about the karma pala. It was my duty in this situation, I have done it. What I will get in return? Not a point to view, not a point of worry. When that man is called a tyagi. Underline, a beautiful tyagi is a man who does all his action but doesn't expect anything back in return. Nahi deha vrita shakyah tyaktum karmanya sheshatah. In fact, considering eating and drinking and sleeping, until our body is there, we have to be doing these things. And if you want to read, if you want to live, if you don't want to be called a thief, stena eva saha, that is said in the 3rd chapter. If we are not to be considered thieves, we have to do the work every day for our maintenance. So he says, not possible to leave all the action. Karma palatyagi is the tyagi. Who is a tyagi? One who offers back whatever he has done, back to that cosmic consciousness, what that made him what he did. He is a tyagi. Tyagi is a man who does all his work without expecting any result and offers it back to cosmic consciousness or God. That man is a relaxed man. That man is a man of no worries. That is what Krishna's ideal is. He must see that Arjuna must fight, but still tension free. Arjuna ought to fight because it is his dharma to fight. And we also have our family duties, social duties, and other duties, recommending us to do the duty in the same manner which he is advising to Arjuna. I think we can recite. You have underlined, I hope. Nahi deha vrita shakyam
नहि देहभृता शक्यं
tyaktum karmanya sheshataha
त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः
yastu karma palatyagi
यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी
satyagitябhidiyate
सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते
nahi deha vrita shakyam
न हि देहभृता शक्यं
tyaktum karmanya sheshataha
त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः
yastu karma palatyagi
यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी
satyagitябhidiyate.
सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते.
Satyagitябhidiyate means he is said to be a tyagi. Whoever renounces the karma pala. Yeah. And nothing is made unclear in Bhagavad Gita for us. All karmas will have 3 kinds of pala, which Krishna says to Arjuna and to us. Anishtam, ishtam, mishrancha, trividam, karmana palam. Underline that. It's beautiful. When you write an examination, you have 3 palas. Anishta, you never expected that you would fail, but you got failed. That is anishta pala. And Mishra, you expected distinction, but you got only a 1st class. Mishra. And Ishta, Anishtam, Ishtam. You expected a distinction, you got it. So for any work we do, there are 3 types of results. Ishta, Mishra, Anishta. Ishtapala, Mishrapala, Anishtapala. For every action. For a warrior also, he has 3 actions. If he wins the war, Ishtapala. If he loses many of his soldiers, he only survives, Mishrapala. If he loses the war, Anishtapala. So for any action, including war or including whatever we have been doing in our life, there will be three palas. That is what Krishna is saying. Ishtapala, Anishtapala, Mishrapala. A beautiful thing. Karmana palam. These are the three kinds of karma pala. Bhavatya tyaginam pretya sannyasina kvachita. So, but this happens to an ordinary man. For sannyasi, he is not bothered about the pala like that at all. He just does his duties, and whatever the result comes not bothered about at all. So that is for he will never have any karma pala or karma shesha on him. Anishta mishrancha trividam karma palam. Generally speaking, anishta, ishta, mishra are the karma palas which people have. But for a tyagi, he is not bothered about it. He considered his duty to do it, did it, that's the end of the story. Never expected what would come back. When we go through this looks a little difficult. When we reflect over these things, is it possible? As Krishna says, it could be possible. What is not possible for me, I cannot say not possible for everybody. I cannot jump 2 feet, so I cannot say nobody in the world can jump more than 2 feet. There are wonderful high jump experts in the world. Therefore, what is not possible for me, we cannot say, generalize, not possible for anybody. Bhavatya tyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachitu. So, he will never have the karma pala for a sannyasi because he leaves everything after his performing the duties which he ought to. I think we can recite. Anishtamishtam mishrancha
अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च
trividam karmana palam
त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलम्
bhavatyatyaginaam pretya
भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य
natu sannyasinam kvachito
न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्
anishtamishtam mishrancha
अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च
trividam karmana palam
त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलम्
bhavatyatyaginaam pretya
भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य
natu sannyasinam kvachito.
न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित्.
There is one word that I must draw your attention there. In the second line, pretya is there. You can underline a special underline. Whatever we do will follow us as a karma. After death, we told you many times we are in Bhagavad Gita class because you had enough punya made in the previous life. So you are here. If not, you would have better engagement in seeing a movie or in seeing a TV serial and so on. So pretya means that will happen to a tyagi after death. We are all, our entire philosophy of Indian philosophy, including Hindu, Buddha, Jain, they think of karma. Whatever you do in this life will follow you to in the later life. For a sannyasi, no. After death, because he has not done it for any result oriented at all. He did it, it was his duty to do it and offered it back to him. But for others, that will happen after their life. Whatever good, Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavayana Vidyate. We had 40th sloka of second chapter. All work that we do will give its result in this life or the life to come. I gave you the example of Draupadi in the second chapter, 40th sloka. Whatever karma you have done will come back to you. That's like a boomerang. You throw it that way, it will come and back to you. So for a sannyasi, he did not do it at all for any orientation. It was his duty to do it. He did it and finished it off. There is nothing remaining here to receive what comes back. So therefore, anishtam ishtam mishrancha trividam karmana palam. Karma pala is of three types: anishtapala, ishtapala, mishrapala. Bhavatya tyaginam pretya. This pala will happen to a man after his death. Natu sannyasinam kvachitu. Sannyasi will never have this. He doesn't take anything at all. He is a free man. No burden on him. Usually, when we get old, we go on bending like this. That is, we have been carrying too much of load on our head, the karma. When a man sacrifices everything that he has done today, that is every day, and free, till the death he will be a free man. Nothing to carry after this. This was my duty in this place, I have done it. It's the end of it, this story. That's it. Anishta Mishram Mishrancha. No, that we completed the repetition. We go to the next one. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodame Sankhya Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarvakarmana. Another interesting point Krishna raises to mention it to Arjuna from Sankhya. Sankhya is depending on the number. Sankhya Shastra is analyze. Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankara, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, and then one Chaitanya. That way we analyze ourselves. As we say, hand is not me, my ears are not me, and we go on refuting one after another. What remains ultimately is that spirit. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani. Underline that one. For any action, there are 5 reasons. Any successful action or for failure of action has 5 reasons. Not one, not one. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame. Know it from me, Arjuna. There are 5 reasons for any success or failure of a job. Where has this been said? Sankhya Krutante Proktani. They have been told in Sankhya Shastra. Siddhaye Sarvakarmanam. For the success of every karma, there must be 5 reasons. 5 separate units to be present. Has been told in Sankhya. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame. Nibodhame means know it from me. There are 5 reasons for every success or failure, whereas it's been said, Sankhya Kritanti Proktani. It has been told in Sankhya, what for? Siddhaye Sarvakarmanam. For the Siddhi of karma, there are 5 definite reasons according to Sankhya. Not 1, not 2. There are 5 factors that makes a work successful or failure. It's a beautiful shloka because he says, only if I did not get because God's blessing was not there, if we say, Krishna says, you are wrong. There were many things for you to notice before. In the next one, he gives the reasons. What are the 5 aspects that are important for a man to be successful or a failure? So he only gives 5 set in Sankhya. For success or failure, there are 5 units that are there for the success of action or the failure of action, which he will give in the next shloka. So we can recite. Panchaitani Mahabaho
Panchaitani Mahabaho
Karanani Nibodhame
Karanani Nibodhame
Sankhye Krutante Proktani
Sankhye Kritante Proktani
Siddhaye Sarvakarmanam
Siddhaye Sarvakarmanam
Panchaitani Mahabaho
Panchaitani Mahabaho
कारणनि निबोध मे
कारणानि निबोध मे
सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि
सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि
सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्.
सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम्.
And another best shloka, eye opener in Bhagavad Gita for each one of us. Adhishtanam tata karta karanancha pruthakvidam vedasya pruthak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. For the success or failure of any action, there are 5 points to be considered. First of all, adhisthana, the body of a man. Body of a man. We can only react when we are in a body. Therefore, that is the first one to do any action. Adhisthana tata karta. Karta means the will in each one of us to do, which will take us to different directions. Adhisthana is the body, karta is the will, karanancha pruthagvidaha. There are certain indriyas for us, karmendriya and gyanendriya. They must also be good enough to get the result that we want. Karanancha pruthagvidaha. And not only that, not only body, not only the willpower, not only the indriyas. Say, for example, a man wants to see a thing. His eyesight is not good enough. So his report cannot be trusted as true. When I had an interesting thing. When cataract begins to come, interesting thing begins to happen to you. You look at a man in front of you, his nose will be just a disturbed one for your eyesight. Or when you look at the moon, you all knew that there was one moon. You will begin to see 2, 3, 4 moons one after another there. There is only one moon. Your indriya is not right enough to see it. That is the karnas. They must be good enough for us to have a good truthful result of our action. Karnancha pruthagvidam, all our senses and mind. Eyes, nose, and skin, smell, touch. These are taste. These are the 5. They must also be good. If not, we will draw a wrong result. A man was, for fun, I have been saying this joke. A man was experimenting on a frog. He tried to teach the frog some lessons. As our cats and dogs obey us in our houses when we have them with us, if you say you go there, it will go there. If you say you sit there, it will sit there. They can follow. Many of the animals have that ability to follow what humans say. So he had trained a frog to do the action which he wanted. He used to say jump, and it used to jump. And he wrote his observation. Frogs also can understand language. Their ears are fine. They can follow the instruction. And he wanted to continue the experiment further. And he thought of another interesting way of continuing his experiment. He cut 1 foot of the frog and made a small bandage and asked it to jump. It followed the instruction of the master. It jumped with 3 feet, or it tried to. Second, he cut another foot of the frog, asked it to jump. With 2 hind legs, it tried to jump. And he removed the third one and instructed it moved only the last leg that was left with this, so it could listen. And he also removed the 4th leg and ordered it to jump. It could not do at all. Then he wrote his observation. When we remove all four legs of the frog, it will get deaf. Hope you catch it. It was impossible for it to jump. He thought it has become deaf because he removed the legs there. Such things are bad observations. These observation things are very important one. And there was a medical college where professor had to teach about the urine. And he had asked all the students to come with a small sample of urine to the class. And they all came to the class. And then he had also brought the urine, his urine to the class. And he said, experiment and observations are two very important things for a medical student. Let us now test the taste of the urine. And students hesitated to taste the urine because it was their own, but still they hated. They hesitated. And the teacher said, no, you must not hesitate. I will show how you do it. And then he put the finger into the urine and the finger to his mouth. When he showed it, students become bold enough, they put their finger in the urine and put it back in their mouth. Then professor said, you have one thing present in you and another thing absent. You have no hesitation, that you have proved, but you don't have observation, that also you have proved. I had put this finger into the urine, but I put this finger into my mouth, which you did not observe. So these things show that we can do a lot of mistake with our sense organs. So Krishna warns, they are very important ones for the successful of any work. Adhisthana, body. Karta, willpower is not there, you cannot help at all. I am a lifetime teacher. Even if you put all your effort to help a student to get a rank, when he is not ready for that, you will not succeed. That's what would happen to the great teachers. They can make all effort to help the boy, but if he hasn't got the will enough to do it, not possible. That is karta in him. Karnancha pratagvidaha. And then there is one more, Krishna says, Vidasya pratak cheshtaha. External circumstances. You have all been successful people because you all have successful teachers in your life. Somewhere in the primary, middle or high school level, you will get orientations. Some teacher will be guiding you and which you will take and you will try to put it into practice in your life. Teachers become very, very important in the success or failure of a man. Supposing you have a bad maths teacher in the primary school, neither he knows nor he will communicate it to the students in a good manner. What would that boy become in future? So he did not have the external situation necessary for his success. He didn't get a good teacher. If he had got a good teacher, he would have been a very brilliant man in the field which he has taken. So Krishna says, body, number 1, willpower, number 2, number 3, karnanja pratagvidaha, the capacity of the indriyas to know the truth, and Vedasya pratak chesta, external situations, and lastly Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. And one part of your failure happens to be because of Daiva. With all this, you need a Daivanugraha to succeed. If none of these are there, you cannot think of the Daivanugraha. Your body is good, you have full will, and your indriyas are perfect, your teachers were good, then also there is one thing left. That is God's grace. Sir, how to explain this? A beautiful explanation is possible. All students are of same caliber when they go about 90%. Say, they are sharp enough to grasp and write. All are competing in an examination for the first rank. Thousands and thousands are there for that list. Teachers expect this boy could get because he can answer any question. Ultimately, one gets it. What happens in the examination is he gets a question which he could answer, the others could not answer, and gets a rank. Then it is Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. That is, God's grace was not there for them to get first rank. All are equals. Adhisthana was good, Karta was okay, Karna was okay, teachers were okay because they were in the best institution possible. Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. The last one, Daivanugraha, was not there for them. Not that they were deceived, they did not get the top post. These are the 5 reasons. Don't blame that it is only God who is responsible for my failure. That's the thing that Krishna has been saying us. Don't say God is the only fellow who is responsible for my failure. The other things you did not look at all. You did not work hard. Your indriyas were not right. You did not have the willpower. You have to consider all that. And then ultimately, one of the 5 happens to be Daivanugraha. Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. So, Arjuna, to win, he must have all this. Will to fight must be there. He has got a body enough suitable enough to fight because he has been tested as the number 1 archer, and so on and so forth. Everything he has. Daivanugraha is there, he will win. That is what ultimately Krishna says to us in the end of this. Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijayabhuti. When all 4 are there, when 5th one, Daivanugraha, is there, you will succeed. No, there is nobody to pull you down. You will succeed to the highest. So, a beautiful shloka, you can underline that and let's recite. Adhishtanam tata karta
Adhishtanam tatha karta
karnanja pratagvidam
karanancha pratagvidam
vividascha pratag cheshtaah
vividascha pratag cheshta
daivam chaivatra panchamam
daivam chaivartra panchamam
adhishtanam tata karta
adhishtanam tatha karta
karnancha pratagvidam
karanancha pratagvidam
vividascha pratag cheshtaah
vividascha pratag cheshta
daivam chaivatra panchamam.
daivam chaivatra panchamam.
Krishna says, for all works that we do, where we fail or we succeed, these 5 are, whether good you do or bad you do, they have 5 reasons. Sharira Vang Manobhir Yat Karma. A karma done with your Sharira, with your Vak, with your action, Prarabhate Naraha, Nyayam Va Vipritam Va. Good one are the reverse. Panchayate Tasya Hetavaha. For all success or failure, these 5 are the reasons. These 5 are the reasons. Which are the action you do? Sharira, with bodily action. Vang, walk, talk, karma, action, prarabhate naraha. Man who does any action with his body, mind, or walk, nyayam va viparitam va. It could be good or it could be bad. Panchayate sasya hetavaha. They will have 5 reasons. So don't say, I failed because there was no God's grace on me. No. There were many things failing before you could pray for God's grace. Having done all your duties, if you fail, then you can say, yes, I did my level best. There was no grace, and I accept it. That would be the result. For any action, good or bad, Krishna says, Sharira Vak Manobhiryat Karma Prarabhe Naraha. A man who does any action with mind, with words, with body, whether good or bad, they have 5 reasons. Panchayate tasya hetava. There are 5 reasons for the success or the failure of any job a man does, a woman does. So that is the conclusion which Krishna gives us. I think we can recite. Shariravang manoviryat
शरीरवाङ् मनोभिर्यत्
karma prarabhate naraha
कर्म प्रारभते नरः
न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा
न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः
शरीरवाङ् मनोभिर्यत्
शरीरवाङ् मनोभिर्यत्
कर्म प्रारभते नरः
कर्म प्रारभते नरः
न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा
न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः.
पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः.
It is time